I'm in the Environmental Engineering Department, a PhD student at CU Boulder. I'm currently doing a project on Coal Creek here in Colorado, which was impacted by the Marshall Fire, which happened in 2021. And today I'm going to be taking you out to see the stream, to film live stream at the stream. And we're going to be joining the biology team and look at the collection of some benthic invertebrates. So let's get to the stream. All right, we're here with two stream ecologists in my lab, master's student Cameron Miller, PhD student Lane Allen, and we've just kicked for benthic invertebrates at our Greenbelt Plateau site. And we found a fish.
And a stonefly.
And a stonefly.
That's stonefly.
Stonefly over there.
Yeah, oh, that's probably, it's for low today, probably squirrel, because that's usually what we get.
Well, you know, the stream is much more nutrient enriched at this time in the season. It doesn't surprise me to get some big fatties. What functional feeding group are those stoneflies a part of? Do they ever become predators?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So this is a predator, guys. What kind of fish we got?
Oh, he's a creek chub.
A creek chub. This is a very common kind of fish.
Yeah.
We don't usually see fish in our benthic studies, but it does happen. We're mainly looking for insects. Okay, chubby. You can head back to the creek. So now we're going to separate out what we found and bring it back to the lab for analysis. As we're sorting, we're being serenaded by cows. How are you doing today, Adam? Thanks for helping out. All right, we're now at our second site on the creek at Superior Associates. Lane, our diatomist, is over there collecting a rock, which he'll analyze for periphyton or algae later. But as you can see here, this is not a flowing stream presently, and that's one thing that's interesting about Colorado is we have intermittent streams that aren't always flowing. And this is really important, you know, in a recent Supreme Court case, Sackett versus the EPA, the protections were taken away from streams that aren't flowing all year long because we can't agree on what the definition of a stream is. So, and there's not enough flow for us to kick for benthic macroinvertebrates, so we're gonna head to our next site. Just wanted to show here some evidence of the fire on this tree. You can see this is, might be a green ash, it's hard to tell. Yeah, and you can see burned trees across the way as well. Some of these trees are partially alive. That's a green ash there that's partially alive that's been burned. But they've been weakened, and you know, over the next sort of years to decades to centuries, these trees will fall and there'll be succession. But you know, after wildfire, succession can take, you know, decades again to centuries. But you can see here burned bark peeling away around the base of this tree right next to the creek. You can see how close the fire went. Just wanted to show the flat irons as we're walking back to our truck from the creek. Beautiful. This is Cameron again, a student with my advisor Diane McKnight. Just arrived at our Highway 36 site, so there's Highway 36. Here we are at pretty much at McCaslin. There's this nice path, Coal Creek Trail. It's a 14-mile long path for biking, walking. You can bring your dog. People were out here on their bikes even the week after the fire. In the snow when it still smelled like fire. But this is definitely a highly disturbed stretch of the stream. Ugh, indeed. Yeah, it flows a little low today. My job has been collecting chemistry at the stream for the last year and a half. But I have recently transitioned to focusing on stakeholder engagement and data statistics, so it's a pleasure to get to come out in the field still to help out the biology team, even at our highly disturbed site. So over here we have the runoff from the road, and then in this area we have some very green, soft algae covered rocks. This is what we call periphyton.
So the very green stuff here. So that's still, you know, very slick and slimy feeling. For some of this over here might be, yes, the stuff that is actually growing on the rocks, that right there. See, once I brush it, it's a little bit greener. That's the cladophora over here. And then the reason why it gets greener when I brush it is because there's diatoms living on top of it, and that's what creates all that brown mist whenever I disturb it. And further down, you know, the very fine flocculent brown material, that's almost entirely diatoms. They're colonizing the rocks there.
Got Lane kicking over here for macroinvertebrates. He's our resident expert. He'll kick into this net for 30 seconds. And he's kicking in an area with running water. That's where benthic invertebrates like to live, under the stones. In an aerated area where they're gonna have nutritious goodies to eat.
He's got some stuffs.
Looks like he's got some stuff. Let's see what he's got. Okay, so they've wet up everything in the net to help it come off. And you can see it's pretty turbid here compared to our other site. The water has, we call it turbidity. This is actually an optical measurement. It literally means...
crayfish name.
Oh, we got a crayfish in here. Literally means we're limiting the photic depth for plants and chlorophyll algae to grow. But to help us see a little bit better, we'll clean them off in this sieve. So we've sieved everything out. Sudsy. Could be some humic substances, some surfactants in the water. But we don't want too much water here. We're going to pack this in an ethanol solution. What is it, about 80% ethanol?
Yeah, that's ideal.
If it's too high of a solution of ethanol, it will make the organisms brittle, which can make them difficult to identify. Vertebrates
Huge
that we
caddisfly
see.
right here.
There's a huge caddisfly.
Yeah, there's spiny, or no, not spiny crawler, stout crawler mayfly, also
Yeah, you see this
trichorhithodes, yeah.
Wow, beautiful. 3 tails on a mayfly is normally, most mayflies, not all. This caddisfly.
Chironid right here.
There's a different species of mayfly over here. See that guy?
That guy?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. What species is that?
That is some sort of baited. It could be Baetis flavistriga.
There's a chironomid, that's what's dancing around there. They're found in all environments. Caddisfly, Trichoptera.
We've got different species of caddisflies too. See, we've got our little, this little brown guy. We've also got an isopod here.
Ooh, look at this isopod.
Yeah, the isopods are invasive.
Do you know what the IBI value is for them?
They're pretty tolerant to organic
pretty
pollution.
high.
Yeah, I want to say it's like a 7 or an 8 or something like that.
Yeah, so we use what's called an index of biotic integrity. Basically, each organism has a value based on their tolerance to pollution. And we're able to count the organisms in the stream. Hey buddy, you count, you're a benthic macroinvertebrate, and you're possibly invasive as well. Yeah, but we're able to tell using the IBI of each organism, and I'll back off and let them humanely euthanize these organisms for science, which is the main reason why I am on the chemistry team. I'm not the biggest fan of killing the organisms, but yeah, so using those index of biotic integrity, we use the Hilsenhoff index of biotic integrity specifically, which is related to tolerances for organisms to metals and organic contaminants, which are sort of our compounds of focus in this corridor, which was burned by the Marshall Fire at the end of 2021. We're able to then sort of make an assessment about the health of the stream, and we continue to take these samples once a month. We've been doing it for a year and a half, and compare the organisms that we find at the sites. Then we also use the chemistry data, including trace metal data, which is my specialty. We can look at that trace metal data, see what organisms were able to tolerate different levels of metals at different sites, and assess recovery from the fire. Great job, team. And I'll just show over here, there's the Tesla plant that was partially burned, and there used to be a hotel right there that burned in the fire. So this is sort of our most locally contaminated site, I would say. Definitely has urban input, but also had a significant amount of burned urban input after the fire. And you can see again the turbidity, the water's quite cloudy. That can be due to total suspended solids, which can be organic or inorganic. So it could be silt and sediment. It could also be organisms like Lane studies, the periphyton. But nonetheless, this is still a beautiful recreation space, enjoyed by many people in the town of Superior. There's a sign for Colorado Tech Center open space.
Benthic invertebrates down in the creek. Looking at what? Benthic invertebrates. Mayflies, stoneflies, caddisflies. We were just down there and it's a little sad right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no none of the critters down there. What's it called? Crawdads, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We just saw one, and usually you can see that.
We are at our Colorado Tech Center open space site.
I know, I was gonna say, that one looks so good.
It really does. It's phenomenal today.
Might be the riffle we're going to sample today. There's turkey vultures flying in the distance. You can see in here some very red roots. Those are willow roots from these willow trees on the side here in our riparian corridor. The site has some interesting hydrology. A deep pool here can be both a place where contaminants end up stored long-term in the creek, but also these still environments provide habitat, still habitat for things like the northern leopard frog, which is considered a Tier 1 species of greatest concern by the state of Colorado. How is the periphyton here different?
So it's a little bit hanging pretty close to the rocks. Looks very, very diatom dominated, very brown. Yeah. Not a lot of green algae here.
This is the other side of the bridge at the Colorado Tech Center open space site. Wayne's just started a timer and he is collecting benthic microinvertebrates.
Yeah, that should be good.
There's some caddies on the outside there. You want to pick them off?
Oh, yeah. Large boys.
Very large. Some mayfly going in.
Oh,
Cocottes. It's a little turbid again.
yeah.
Looks like it's mostly though from natural material, dissolved organic matter.
Yeah. Mayflies, few caddis flies. Wouldn't be surprised if there was a damselfly.
You want to put it through the sieve?
Yeah.
Damselfly larva.
Yeah, definitely damselfly.
This is a site we get some more interesting predator larvae like damselflies. We see damselflies flying around here actually. Uh-oh, he's predating. Quick, count whatever he predates.
Whew.
Yeah, if you want to just hand me the
Yep.
Yeah, really good caddisflies here too.
Look at that fat caddisfly.
Yeah, and then there's boom, boom. Yeah, boom.
I'll have a little fat one too.
Yeah.
We're back at the lab now. Got our samples in tow, our slimy rocks, and our bugs preserved in ethanol. CU laboratory building. Seal. This is the view from my building where I work. It's quite nice. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining live stream at the stream.